What is up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. I have Miss Kathy Lewis here in the Libra Lounge studio with me.
Hello, hello.
And we have lots of stuff to talk about. As a quick reminder, because I'm tired of having to tell y'all this every single week. If you missed the live broadcast, it is okay because we're going to make sure you have 99 other ways to be able to watch the show. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, iTunes. Can they subscribe to us on Google Play? I don't know how Google Play goes. He's shaking his head like that is the stupidest question in the world. But you can find us on Google Play, and you can always go back to our Facebook page and watch all of our videos that we've ever done. And you can also go to our website, which is www.thelibralounge.net. So, Kathy, this weather over here is quite ridiculous and disrespectful.
Yes, it is. I heard a lady on the news the other day said that her home in Texas City has flooded 20 times in 40 years.
It might be time for her to move. I'm thinking, I don't know who she needs to borrow, steal from, whatever, but it may be time to move.
The whole block been flooded every year. That
is crazy, though. Yeah. But this is quite scary. You know, our area just was devastated this time last year by Harvey, and I don't know what this little thing right here is called, but it seems like it's baby Harvey Jr.
Yeah.
It's causing all kinds of issues in Texas City and Dickinson for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's starting to smell a little bit. I thought I saw some people on boats, trying to fish for catfish.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, is this really what we're going to do? Again, can we please get it together? City administrators.
Yeah.
Y'all know voting season is very near, so please get it together.
Yeah.
All right. This show is brought to you by the ladies at Femme Fatale and the place where I got my bundles from, the Million Harris. You all know what time it is. It's time for the Gap.
We know. She has a really big mouth, which sounds kind of dirty, and that's probably true too. Let's gossip. The Gab with Keisha.
All righty. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I love it when celebrities are acting a fool. Yeah. I really, 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 really do. So, to my disbelief, Cardi B and Nicki Minaj were at White Folks Capital, New York Fashion Week, acting just an ass.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first saw the story, I was like, is this true? Like, okay, so let me break it down for you guys who have not been following this story. So I knew. They showed a photo. I don't remember whose fashion show it was, but it was Cardi B, another person, and then Anta Winters. I'm like, that just don't even look right there.
Yeah.
So apparently at the Harper's Bazaar after party, Nikki's up there with her crew, chilling with her blonde wig on, her lace front all tight, and she got her baby hairs laid down. Cardi comes into the party, and I think she came there on a mission. Personally,
yeah,
I think she came there to really get in Nikki's face.
Yeah.
Soon as she sees Nikki, she starts charging towards her, yelling, "Let me tell you something!" Oh, because I'm sure she said it with that crazy accent. And of course, security is everywhere.
Yeah.
So security, grabs her, starts pulling her away, and Cardi's talking mad shit, and then she throws one of her shoes at her.
Yeah.
That is pure stripper behavior, Cardi. You're no longer in the club.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, though, because, first of all, the images that are being portrayed most often is the image with Cardi leaving with the huge knot on her forehead.
Yes.
And she is absolutely at the peak of her career, musically, making money, just having her baby, being a newlywed. She just got the deal with Tom Ford with her own lipstick.
Yep.
And to be viewed in that light, whether we have all the facts or not, is just not a good look for an up and coming young minority woman who, whether she wants to be or not, it has become like a role model.
Yes.
And then for it to be two women of color, just in this time in our society, is just like super duper tacky.
Yeah.
And then to be, the lit one and the instigator, and then end up with the knot.
Yeah. I mean, that knot it really looked like
somebody put.
Yes. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth. When I first saw it, I was like, is that like a little mask off to the side?
At first I thought her eyebrow was just messed up because I was like, oh, they smudged the makeup.
Yeah.
But then when I took the second look and saw
it was a knot,
that it was a protrusion.
Yeah. Well, did you see the picture? Well, it was actually a video where you could see all of her ass. Like, the back of her dress was up.
Oh.
Yeah, she had on the G-string, y'all. Just to let you know, I was just like, Cardi, this is just not the look. Okay, so what did she say? And from what I've read, Nicki didn't necessarily really say anything about the baby. But here's my thing. You are a celebrity now. People are going to talk about you good, bad, ugly, indifferent, your mama, your daddy, your child, the ones that you didn't have, the ones you might have. So it's just like you're going to have to get some thicker skin. But I feel like there's a lot of professional jealousy going on between Nicki and Cardi. Although, I will say, Nicki just sat there and looked at her. And to me, in that setting, I think she did the right thing.
Call it scary, but even with I got 3 people tuned in, you would never see me fighting in public for no reason.
No.
Let alone if I'm worth millions.
No.
If I'm worth millions, you really ain't gonna see me fighting.
No. And then she had to limp out. You know, I was like,
or be carried out by
yes.
security. Like,
and she said she does not regret it and she would do it again.
Yeah, and I mean, she want people to know she about that life.
Well, here's my thing:
that's
it's
where
like
she's from, but,
and I get that. But aren't you trying to make your money moves and continue to? You're a mom now.
Yeah,
you know, is this really what you want? It's kind of like the Kim Kardashian thing. You know, Kim, got her jump off from her sex tape,
right?
And now she has to think about, now I've got these kids. Yeah. What am I going to tell them? It's the same thing with Cardi.
She still keep getting butt naked though, Kim.
I know. She just will not.
Maybe
keep
a
her
better, a different way to view it is the simple invitation to that.
Yes.
First of all, she wears couture every time she hits the floor. Yeah. The fact that she's at Harper's Bazaar party and she's working with Tom Ford is because they feel like you might be a hood girl, but you're beautiful. You wearing this couture. You're marketable.
Right.
That is going to put a stain on her because at the end of the day, the big money deals are still controlled by the beige people.
Yes, it is.
And that is not what they want associated with their brand.
And
that needs to be put above any beef and any comment.
My thing is, I'm dark as dark can be. I'm damn near midnight dark. And I don't want my name attached to any foolishness like that. It just does not look good because you have to think about who else is looking. Yes. And it's all about the paper at the end of the day.
Yes.
So, Cardi, come on now. Don't act. And not to mention, wasn't it 2 weeks ago she was in the club trying to fight people? She was trying to fight 2 sisters.
Yeah. Because
one of them allegedly slept with Offset.
Yeah.
I'm like, Cardi, you're a hoe. You're a hoe too, ain't you? You may be a reform hoe, but you were a hoe. You know Offset is, I don't think he's done hoeing around.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. And my thing is, you were fighting the wrong person. You should have been hitting him upside the head.
Yeah. So, and trying to fight that battle physically is just not. It's gonna be exhausting for you, baby girl.
Yes, it really is. And I think that she is stealing away some of her own joy of being a new mom, being at the top of her game, because she has Nicki Minaj and these other female rappers really shook.
Yeah,
she has some shook. My thing is, she never had to say a word to Nicki Minaj because every time she wakes up and says anything, Nicki Minaj is about to lose her mind.
Right.
So you do better, Cardi. You have a lot of people, including me. I want to see you do well. I'm a fan. Yes, and this was embarrassing. It really was. Speaking of embarrassing, Serena. She lost the US Open to Naomi Osaka. But, I made a post about this. I'm like, Serena, you may need to call Beyonce and Jay, tell them to talk to the Illuminati, because it seemed like somebody got it out for Serena. I mean, they were like, we don't want you to wear a cat suit. Well, this bitch crazy, so she came out there with a tutu on. So, everyone's talking about how she was treated at the U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. And she walked away being fined $17,000. I think she was fined $3,000 for breaking her own racket. I'm like, it's her own damn racket. If she want to break it about new, let her do it.
Yeah.
$4,000. And correct me if I'm wrong, James. He ain't even paying attention. You fired. Okay.
He's the tech guy. He's on top of on the tech.
He over there probably playing a video game. So I think $4,000 for, I want to say, verbal abuse to the umpire. Yeah. Those are umpires. And Is it
officiate?
Officiant?
Yeah,
okay.
Like yeah.
So it was all kinds of crazy stuff. But to make it even worse, there's a newspaper in Australia called the Herald. They made this really horrible and just disrespectful cartoon spoof of Serena Williams. They made her body, to me, almost the equivalent of like King Kong.
Yeah.
It was just huge and ugly. She was throwing a fit. They had a pacifier, a broken racket.
Yeah.
And then they had poor little Naomi over there looking sweet and innocent, but not very Japanese nor Haitian.
Yeah.
And her hair was like extra blonde. I'm like, really, folks?
Yeah. Extra press.
Yes. I'm like, y'all really are going in. But my girl, J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, she's one of my idols.
Yeah.
She went all the way in on the Herald saying, way to really try to make everyone look at this woman who is still at the top of her profession and this woman of color and degrade her down to this.
Yeah. And when you reminded me, like in our format about that article, first of all, J.K. Rowling is super dope.
Oh, yes.
Maybe because like she has...
she's had that struggle.
Yeah, she's had a struggle as an impoverished single mother. And I think she like relates to being mistreated, and she always stands up like for women and for equal rights. So I applaud her first. When I, watched the actual footage first, Serena has nothing to be embarrassed about. Mm-hmm. I feel like in her entire career, she has dealt with a lot of things that'll make you want to break a racket.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And she always like holds herself like a champion and like a lady. Mm-hmm. And I think like, now that she's a mother and just this return and the fact that she was in fact possibly going to lose that match, the stress maybe like got to her and she said and did some things that, she might do differently in hindsight. But I don't even think like that little silly stuff like, a picture or what somebody might say about a loss or like her body. I don't think it even phases her at this point.
I think she's way above that.
Oh yeah.
But it was horrible because overall she was fined $17,000, which she got paid $1.85 million.
So it'll be all right.
So it's all right. But James, you were telling me that you were researching it, and there were several men tennis players who had done beyond what Serena did.
She spoke about it in her press conference.
Right. Well, who was it? One of the guys that you said he I think threatened to hit one of the officiants with his racket?
I remember guys like Bobby Riggs and Bjorn Borg. Some of those guys would yell, scream, break multiple rackets. One guy, I don't remember who it was, but he literally kicked a chair of an official and ended up kicking the guy in the leg while he was kicking his chair.
And didn't get fined.
Well, they may have gotten fined, but they
didn't get the same.
They didn't get the press and the penalty that Serena is.
Yeah.
I think it is, and I hate to say it because I feel so bad because some people ask me, is this show a black show? And it's not a black show at all. My family is multicultural. Y'all know I got this big ass head white guy over here.
He's
super
sweet.
He's super, super sweet. My thing is that I want to, and I think I will always be the voice of people who are quote unquote the underdogs. Yeah. I mean, Serena Williams grew up in Compton.
Yeah.
Compton. And let's be fair. Serena Williams has a beautiful body, but facially she's not what
European
Hollywood
standard
of beauty is at all. So she's come a long way. Now she's married, she's a mom, and she hangs out with the who's who of Hollywood. Everyone loves Serena. So my heart really I felt bad for her.
Yeah.
When
I saw the video of her, you could tell she was choking back tears.
Yes.
And she had the little kid like
yeah.
That kind of like broke my heart because after all these years, like when I was a athlete like my whole life through college and everything. So I know when something becomes like your life and you have to take any kind of L, especially, and then you put a woman and hormones and emotions on top of that.
And don't let that bitch have been on her period too.
Yeah, because my mom said that to me all the time. Like I'll say, and then I don't appreciate that, and then she'll go, babe, is it? And I'll be like,
it's true.
And then I'll think about it. I'll be like, well, it's probably about to start.
It's
and
about
she'll
that
be
time.
Like, I'll call you back next Sunday. Because apparently I act different.
I do too.
Which is super unfair because it's not our fault.
It's not our fault, but we do.
I can't control it.
Yeah, because even my daughter, like, she'll be acting a certain way, and I look at my husband like, that bitch about to start her period. Ignore her, please. But it's gonna be okay, Serena. But and poor little Naomi, you know, she was being interviewed, and God, the reporter kept saying, "Oh, you play for the Japanese. You're Japanese. You're Japanese." She goes, "But my dad's Haitian. Gotta represent."
Yeah.
You know, I'm like,
and my fiance pointed this out to me. I thought it was super interesting. He found a before and after of her Wikipedia page.
Yes, when she won, it was all Japanese.
Yeah, so before she won, she was a
half Asian.
She was a Japanese, Haitian, American.
I keep saying Haitian or Asian. Yeah,
tennis player, whatever. And then after she won, it was representing Japan.
Yes.
Like no mention of it. So
it's crazy.
I love that she does interviews with like no tact because she hasn't been
none
trained
at all.
And she's super young.
Yeah, she's raw.
And she's just like, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you have to say about this? And she's like, you know, that's cool.
It is what it is. It is
know,
what it is.
Represent.
Yeah, and that's a good attitude to
because
have.
she really is just like purely a young athlete who
Right.
is just like on the rise.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it was two black or
Right.
women of color in that Grand Slam, which is amazing in itself. Win or lose, they both are like victorious.
Right.
I hate that accomplishment is being overshadowed
Sure
by all of the drama of the racket or the penalty or the booze or you know whatever you want to call it. So
it's unfortunate, but it happens. It happens a lot.
Yeah.
So, but on a more softer note, one of my all-time favorite shows is getting ready for its what is it? Its 4th season premiere, or is it its 3rd? I don't know. This Is Us. Do you watch This Is Us?
I have watched This Is Us, but
Mhm.
I'm not like the This Is Us fan that knows all the characters and the storyline.
Oh,
And I don't know. It's not my like. I need to. The one that I did watch, I loved, but I haven't like been up on it enough to like. Yeah.
Well, I would say I jumped on the bandwagon very late, but it was after like hearing all these people talk about This Is Us, This Is Us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, let me. People were like, the writing is so good, so I had to go back on demand, and the first episode, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
My God,
Yeah.
who is writing this show?
Yeah.
I'm like, it has to be a gay man. It's too
Yeah.
good. I'm like, it is too good. But they're getting ready for their, I think it's September 25th is going to be the season premiere. I'm ready. I don't know if my lashes are ready because I swear, you gon' cry no matter if you the thug of all thugs, even if they call you thugnificent, you gonna cry. You're going to shed more than a tear when you watch This Is Us. And Sterling K. Brown, who was also in Black Panther, who's really on the rise.
And everything else that came out this year.
He's such a it's like, we need a black male actor. Oh, Sterling K. Brown. He's such a beautiful actor.
Yes,
he really is. But nobody does it to me like Jack Pearson does. I mean, I love my bearded Jack, but the mustache Jack is okay. But I just love Jack. He is like the epitome. He is the epitome of what you want your husband to be like, but he never will be because ain't nobody Jack Pearson. So, moving right along, I think that if there's been a theme for 2017, 2018, it has been sexual misconduct in Hollywood. Okay, so the latest person is, James, correct me, Kathy, correct me. Y'all know I'm going to say it wrong. Les, thank you. Moonves. Is that right? All right, we said it right.
Yeah.
So he was over CBS, and he's also the husband of Julie Chen. But some of you may remember way back, I think it might have been 2003, 2004, when Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake performed at the Super Bowl and the whole titty slip.
Booby out, yeah.
Yes. Well, word is that Les was already mad at Janet because she just has not kissed his ass. And then he really wanted her to beg him to fix this. And he wanted her to apologize and take full responsibility for this. So he really, and if you think about it, Janet's career has not been right since then. He really blackballed her in the music industry. The rumor is that he told radio stations, do not play Janet Jackson. He told certain cable channels, do not run Janet Jackson's video.
Yeah.
And her career really took a nosedive. But when you're Janet Jackson, I mean, she's had her highs and lows. But on the flip side, Justin Timberlake, who had just, released his first solo album, his career went all the way up. So
I never knew there was a correlation between this guy and
yes. And a lot of people, of course, know Julie Chen from being the host of Big Brother, CBS News, and what else is she on? Is it The Talk? What's the one with Sharon Osbourne?
Is that The Talk? And she'll say, because she says, let's talk about it. right?
Yes, I think it's the talk that she's on. Julie Chen, they've been married for forever and a day. But on the flip side, they started dating when he was married. Stuff always comes back around. So yes, he has been accused by, I think it is 6 women have stepped forward to say that have accused him of sexual misconduct.
Yeah.
And poor Sharon Osbourne, on the day that, they had to do their show, she even had to admit that, the story sounded quite similar.
Yeah.
Like, and Julie's her friend, and, she's nervous about losing her show.
Talk about awkward. I read that
awkward.
article too, when she was like, it doesn't feel good to have to report on a good friend,
husband,
but
it's your job.
Yeah, you guys are the headline.
Yes.
And this topic is actually like very interesting to me because my position as a woman is kind of conflicting. Unfortunately, I work in like a male dominated like corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had the email response after a meeting, and the client will say, man, the best part of the meeting was the view.
That's so tacky, and that's just corny.
And first you want to be like, first of all, that was lame.
It really was.
More importantly, it's disrespectful. You know what I mean?
Very disrespectful.
And then I've had that toy in my mind where I'll say, well, like, should I check that right now and say blah, blah, blah? Or am I going to wait till I close this deal?
Right.
And let it ride, and then I'll come back to it, or, whatever. Well, I know he just playing.
Kathy, don't you act the fool because that dog is underneath your chair.
It's a dog under the chair. If my sister is locked in, and you know how I feel about dogs, Jazz. The dog hair just grazed my calf muscle.
But here's the thing,
and I
hair. He's a poodle, so it's real hair.
I almost flipped over the table.
She better not act the fool in here.
Well, I have a childhood phobia. My first encounter with a dog at a young age, I saw some dogs and I was like, oh, hey, they're cute. And then they kind of, took a look at me and then immediately started chasing me.
They like the view.
I ran up a tree and I stayed in the tree for hours until my mom came and got me. The dogs were at the base of the tree and I couldn't get out. My mom came and found me after dark.
Okay, so you're going to have dog therapy today.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be asleep by your foot in a little bit.
I know that's not part of the segment, but that's the show.
Sushi always becomes part of the show, either because he either gets up
My sister said get up and run.
If she gets up and run,
I'm going to ruin the whole show.
Yeah, we don't go downstairs and chase you with the camera and be like, she can't come back.
Jazz is also a cat. It's also a cat.
A black cat. Yes, you gonna be all right though.
So I'm breathing through it because this year 2018 for me is about conquering fear. So I'm not leaving. But
you're doing good.
Yeah. So back to my story. Mm-hmm. So and one side I feel like that, and another side I've also been in situations where I knew somebody attempted to violate me or to demean me, and it was my responsibility to use my voice in an immediate action to make sure that person knew that wasn't okay and that it shouldn't have happened, and to either escalate it or document it so that I wouldn't have to feel like I was constantly put in a hostile or uncomfortable position.
Right.
So when I think about, and yes, it takes courage. Like, yes, it's a little bit scary.
But why
I have
it take
a daughter.
So long for these women?
But when you, it's kind of like what men always say in marriage, because we were formerly talking about marriage and how to make it successful or not.
Right.
When we come talking about what you did last year and how it really pissed me off, the first thing you are told is, well, that was
so long ago.
It was so long ago. And not because it may not be relevant, but because if it was so problematic, why didn't you
say something?
Say something.
And save other people.
Give me the opportunity to either correct my behavior or be reprimanded in whatever way necessary right at that time. I might not even remember how and why I did something a year ago, let alone decades ago.
Because men are stupid anyway, and they don't have very good memories. I remember like an elephant. I remember the day I was born.
Stupid, but women
just like y'all do way
smarter.
Yes. So, it's kind of the situation. It's very similar to the Harvey Weinstein situation.
Yeah.
You have these women who are trying to get their careers to jump off. And they have encounters with these very highly successful, powerful men. But here's my thing.
What about the physician? What did that have to do with her career to say something? Well, one of the women was a physician. She said he grabbed her face and tried to kiss her. Ma'am, you are a doctor, ma'am.
Well, here's my thing. For one thing, they could have saved so many other women for having to endure the same thing. And then here, it's 2018. I may be okay with sucking your dick for a raise. You know what I mean? You ain't got to mouth rape me. I may be okay. You offer it to me.
Just ask me nicely and let me make my own decision.
I'm gonna say, but that jizz gonna have to go off to the side. But I'm okay with the deal.
That's fair.
But that, to me, that's fair. But when you're going into sexually harassing and raping women, then that's wrong. My thing is, ask me first. Yeah. I might be feeling free. So yeah, we can seal this deal. I'm gonna get this new show. Come on, let's go. I'll even pay for the hotel room.
Yes,
ain't nobody
her husband
got to know.
is still here.
Huh?
Look, her husband is still here in the room.
Did someone ask was my husband here?
No.
Oh, okay. He knows I act the fool. I keep it 100% real. I'm just like, it's crazy that I think part of the problem is these men are so used to women saying yes, yes, letting things slide, that when they do encounter a woman who says no, they're like, no one tells me no.
And tell me your opinion on this. The other part of the accountability also, like even back with the the Bill Cosby thing,
right?
It's still debatable for me. I don't doubt that he did something inappropriate, and he, admittingly so. Yeah. But for example, if I'm a single woman and you say, come over for dinner, and I say, what time? And you say 9.
Oh, no. Nah.
And I say, can I bring my daughter? And he go, no, you might want to leave her at home.
You know what that means.
And you're also my boss, and I know you're married.
No.
That, like, at this time, at this stage in the game, when a dude says, we'll meet at my house.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Like at 19, I know, no, meet me there.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna drive my car, and that way, if I need to peel out, I got my keys, and I'm gonna peel out. Right. So when you start to entertain certain invitations at certain times with certain people, your radar and your intuition should go off. Yes. This is slightly like inappropriate. Yeah. And not to say that, okay, hey, you made a mistake, but what it saves you from is if I say yes and come to your place, and now I've put myself in that environment where things can get uncomfortable. Right. I've relinquished my control and my out and my security by saying yes just to the invitation. Yes. So no, you can't control everybody. No, it's not right if they overstep the bounds once you're in a consensual dating environment. And that's why date rape is so rampant, especially amongst college students and young women. But you be wise about the environment first. Always. Be wise about your safety first, so that you're not even put in a predicament to where you might have to say, well, I shouldn't have said yes, and that's why he thought it was okay. You know what I mean?
It's the same thing that you don't go to Walmart at 2:00 in the morning by yourself
and park in the back of the parking lot and talk and text the whole way back to your car.
Yes, it's like, okay, why don't you put a sign that says, rob me?
Do you watch Crime Scene Investigation?
I watch too much.
Oh my God.
Too much. So, I mean, I it's so bad that I have seen all these shows. I've seen like different versions of them on different channels.
Especially at Walmart too. And I'm like, oh, that's the story of the girl that she ain't gonna make it. Exactly. I've seen some good ones about Walmart too. I don't play no games at Walmart.
I don't either. I really, really don't.
A young girl working in a little country town, I think outside of, in the outskirts of Texas, got off 2:00 in the morning. Walks clear across the back of the parking lot. No. Texting her boyfriend to her car. No. Before she gets to the car door, you just see what looks like a linebacker spear her, and she disappears. She turned up missing, and in turn was murdered. Right. But he had been lurking around the Walmart all day, and everybody didn't become his victim.
She did.
Because some people, he was walking a little bit too close to, and a couple of sisters turned around like,
can I help you?
May I help you?
Yes, what is the deal?
He, averted his eyes. Right. And again, part of victimization is awareness, vulnerability, being, in tune. Like,
yes,
a lot of that can not just save you from sexual misconduct. It can save your life.
Yes. It's just like we have to do better.
I'm gonna know after dark. If my tank gonna eat, if I don't have no bread, if I need water.
It's for the emergency situation. And then I'm always have a code that if, each one of us is going home, everyone has to text that you made it home.
I don't know why they gave my sister a gun license, and she is.
Is she one of those that she gonna have? Okay, so when we get back from this break, we're gonna talk a little bit about child support and co-parenting.
Y'all ready for that?
And y'all ain't ready for this, so we'll be right back. Femme Fatale is the fully equipped boutique-style gym and fitness club that is taking a new and innovative approach to women's health and fitness. Our main goal is to provide a comfortable and completely judgment-free venue for women of all ages and fitness levels to come exercise and feel like a positive fit family. We understand the busy lifestyle of today's women, so we also provide 30 minutes to 1 hour fitness classes, including the newest trends like boot camps, yoga, and body bar. We also offer a break room for school-aged children to hang out, as well as a tanning bed and sauna. We are located at 689 FM 517 West in Dickinson, Texas, and our phone number is 281-678-8037. Mention the Libra Lounge and get $10 off your initiation fee. We look forward to growing our fit family with you. Hey, welcome back to the Libra Lounge. I was just trying to convince Kathy's daughter that she needs a dog at her mom's house too. She does. Every girl needs a best friend, and
she
that
has
best
a
friend needs to
fish.
be a dog.
His name is Sebastian.
That's cute. She said he's about to die. So start thinking of what you want next. Okay, so Kathy, why don't you formally introduce yourself to the Libra Lounge audience?
Yeah. Hello, Libra Lounge. My name is Kathy Lewis. I am a writer, an author, a poet, a mother, and I talk a lot. So I just fit in well in this environment, and I have a lot of initiatives that are like super important to me, all geared around like using my voice and my position in any platform I'm given to talk about issues and perspectives of the demographic that I represent. So that's kind of my brand and my passion.
Excellent. So, you know, when you and I first initially started talking, we were talking about different things that we could discuss tonight.
Yeah.
And one of them, you said child support, was like ding, 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 ding. And ironically, just a few days ago, there was an issue. Okay. I know I'm going to hell because I laughed so hard at this and it was wrong. So Keisha Knight Pulliam, who played Rudy on The Cosby Show, she married Ed Hartwell, who used to be a football player. And if you are obsessed with the Housewives franchise like I am, he was married to Lisa Wu, who was on season 1 and season 2 of The Housewives.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a divorce. Keisha starts dating him. They get married, and she gets pregnant. Apparently, Ed did not want another kid. So before she even had the baby, they got a divorce. Okay, so fast forward. You know how celebrities, they have these kids and they kind of wait for the highest bidder to, you know, give the picture of the baby to. So no one has seen Keisha's baby in like a year.
Yeah.
And then she posts a picture of the baby.
Yeah.
And if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, there's a picture of the baby. Okay, look, I'm not saying
the baby not cute. That's what you about to say.
And it wasn't just that. She didn't do anything with her hair. It was kind of like when you think your baby got good hair, but your baby really don't have good hair.
Is the baby super young? Like you can't do nothing with the baby hair? Or is
She
the baby
coulda-
old
I
enough
coulda
for a
did something.
bow red?
Look, it could have had like a dashiki and a little African headgear. She could have had a bow on her hair.
Okay.
She could have had some activator in her. It could have been something. Carol's daughter's in her hair. So people were dragging her. And I'm so petty. I laugh.
Yeah, I'm super petty. But I wouldn't have another baby. So look, I'm not gonna say nothing, and I didn't see the baby, so I can't speak to that.
Why are you talking?
Don't pull it up.
I'll pull it up. Because you have to see this
and
child.
Sometimes, you know, the baby develop into beauty.
And I think she's going to end up being a cute little girl. But of course, she could have looked like Quasimodo. But Quasimodo, if Quasimodo were my child and we took our first photo, Quasimodo would have been dressed to the T. Big bow in the hair, matching shoes, ruffled socks, a little can underneath the dress. Okay, this is a baby picture.
No, she's not ugly.
No, she's not ugly.
Sure.
But look how she is dressed.
Just a little raggedy on the hair.
It was real raggedy on the hair.
But yeah,
she looks just like Keisha.
It's a little, and she has pretty eyes.
She does.
Cute.
I think that her cuteness could have been displayed a lot better if she had on a cuter outfit. And I think people were like, "You made us wait for this."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just anyway. So let
like
me
Christmas time.
let me move on. So anywho, Ed is taking Keisha back to court because he said, "Now listen to this crap." This how you know celebrities don't always have the money that they try to portray that they have.
Yeah.
He's only paying Keisha a little over $3,000 a month in child support.
Yeah.
Okay. James, you pay damn near that. Anywho, so he's saying that he's taking her back to court because that's too much. She doesn't need a nanny because she ain't working anyway. Oh. Okay, so that's gonna bring us to. And I can't argue with you. Ed. He was like, doesn't have a recurring role like she did on the Cosby Show or Tyler Perry show.
Yeah.
So he's like, you don't need a nanny. Stay home, take care of your baby. So now we're getting into what child support is for because everybody has a different definition of what child support is. Yeah. But I know Kathy is going to tell us what the real definition is.
Correct.
Break it down.
I'm going to give you guys educated information because this is based on a true story and real research and real experiences.
There we go.
So a good time to plug my poem that I just went live on my YouTube channel. Child support. My YouTube channel is Kathy Lewis Word of Mouth. So that poem obviously is written just like any other poem based on like a true experience that I had being a divorcee and now a single mother. And I was raised by a single mother. I know the financial assistance that is needed to make sure like a house runs.
Right.
Number one, I understand that child support, in my opinion, was created so that when a father is absent from the home or a mother,
right,
the kids should be able to have the same standard of living as the father.
Right.
Most of these men that complain about child support, sir, you're not Diddy.
Right.
You're not paying anybody $1 million a month.
Yes.
So that they don't have to work at all.
Yes.
The state will only allow
it's only allowed
to take a certain amount of your income.
Right.
In Ed Hartwell's case, I know he has other children.
He has other kids.
I don't know how old the boys are.
Well, he's got the baby with Lisa Wu. Mm-hmm. But I want to say that's it because she had two other kids. Those were her kids with Keith Sweat.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So yeah, he's got the baby with Lisa Wu, and then that's it.
So that's part of it too. Number one, you're the first child. There are stipulations on the firstborn. They can get certain amounts, and then once a man is already paying child support into one household, you can't continue to take 20 and 30 and 50%. You have to leave him with something to live.
It's only a certain percentage that they can take out.
Exactly.
Right.
So. All these men, typically the ones who aren't paying child support at all, or aren't paying enough for anybody to live off of,
the
and
ones
thrive,
that's always hollering,
are the ones that are always talking about, oh, it's too much, and she's taking advantage of it, blah blah blah. Most of these guys are paying chump change. I know for a fact.
I know I get paid chump
change.
My
mother was receiving for me and my brother both about $200 a month.
Mm-hmm. That's McDonald's money a month.
$200 a month is spent at the grocery store,
and that's not even getting meat.
That's before you have a shirt, a sock, toilet paper, a haircut, let alone an extracurricular activity. So in my personal situation, I'm blessed enough to be able in this season of my life to meet my child's needs and some without any financial support. But imagine where I cut corners and say no and do without, or no, not today, maybe next year, where she could, no, you can be in piano lessons.
Right.
And if you want to do gymnastics, you can, which are, both hobbies that my daughter loves.
Right.
Instead of me having to figure out what I'm going to give up so she could be in piano, I should just be able to put her in piano.
Yeah, and I think that a lot, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say that men don't have it right. It's a lot of women that got it all fucked up what child support is for too. Now, what I don't like to see is when people are saying, I'm paying her such and such and such and such, and she getting her nails done. Here's my thing. That when a child who and this goes both ways, whether it's the man or the woman who is a non-custodial parent, when that child is in that household, there has to be rent or mortgage paid. A vehicle needs to be had so that child can be transported. That kid needs clothes. They have extracurricular activities, and then food. So if I'm paying all of this a month, and then you send in your $400, that is not right for you to assume that I took the money from your child support.
Yeah.
But she can do that.
Yeah.
If she can do that. She upfronted the money.
Yeah. And then at the same time, what I don't think a lot of guys understand is a happy, healthy, vibrant woman equals a happy, healthy, vibrant mother.
Right.
Equals a happy, healthy, vibrant child.
Exactly.
So if a woman doesn't feel like she can take care of herself, or she can have a minute to herself,
right,
or she can look good and get on with her life, that's the same energy that's being poured into your child.
Exactly.
And that's the woman that won't let go of you.
Yes, and making your life miserable.
Making your life miserable.
Neither one of y'all can move on because there's been no closure. And
my phone died. Sorry, Instagram Live.
Well, we have James he's got something over there.
Maybe I can get charged back up, James, so I can get back on IG Live.
Yeah, can you
on the iPhone?
Okay.
Thanks.
So here's the thing: is that and a lot of people think that my daughter Skylar is James and our child because she's light skinned. Yeah. Okay. And I have to tell people, my mama and my best friend are like, no, she's not. I'm like, it's okay, y'all, let them think what they want.
Yeah.
But I went through many years of being a single parent, but I was fortunate enough to have family support.
Yes.
But what if I didn't have that family support? And then this person had, another kid, then a kid before that. And I'm like, that's not my problem.
Right.
My problem is that when I go to take our kid to the doctor because she's sick, and then I'm told that the insurance has been canceled because you didn't pay it. Here's my thing. How about a phone call?
Yeah.
Like her dad, I swear to God, I ain't never seen somebody lose that many jobs in my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, you could teach a class on how to fuck up a job. My thing is that his thing is like, but I don't have to worry about Skylar. And you do not. Right. But she is still your child.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get $400 a month.
Yeah.
Skylar has $500 worth of hair on her head right now. You know what I mean?
What is it, millionaire bundles?
Yes, the million Harris bundles. You know it. But it's like,
and it's easy to say, oh, that ain't necessary, or whatever. And in my case, I laugh because like if I could get $400 a month, I would be like so grateful. Only because I haven't received any child support in close to like 7 years.
And is he free?
He is free. And of course I don't want that to happen, but all of the the recourse and the steps and the things like that they will take to eventually catch up with you, we all know either way it's going to catch up with him.
Yes.
And I don't want that to happen because she adores him, and
they always do.
When they can be together, he's also 10 hours away, so when they can be together, like that's an important moment. I want him to be available so that they can have something, you know what I mean? But
because you are a good woman, because there's a lot of women that are just so vengeful because they're not
could be trash. Make his life and his new relationship.
But I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Just do what you're supposed to do, and then we're good. I'm the kind of baby mama that your kid is going to be well taken care of. Your daughter got a car on her 16th birthday. Yeah. All of these things. She has never wanted for anything.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough to marry someone that happily stepped into the role as the dad.
Glory!
And it does not, and he's a better, he sets the bar so high for step parents.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near the step parent that he is.
I'm looking forward to that too. And I know
is nice.
Step parenting is one of the
hard.
most, if not the most difficult, only to single parenthood in the world. I definitely believe that. And
it's a tough role.
I'm grateful, again, that I have now a partner that is going to be like there for me. But it's still, to let go, forgive and not have the bitterness. Like I don't talk about it like that often.
Right.
But when I think about times when an extra $50 would have meant the difference between, paying a bill late and my water being cut off.
Right.
And not being able to call that person to just get $50 when you aren't doing anything on a day-to-day basis or all year long, and not being able to get that, like that feeling when I was using every dollar I had to stay afloat and keep consistency and stability in her life, it was like a really painful time for me emotionally, financially, spiritually, So I'm grateful that those days are behind me. But realistically, I'm like, I don't understand. I couldn't go more than a day, even knowing my child is in good care, without putting my eyes on her, asking her what she needs, and contributing to whatever that need might be.
And then you have parents that never check on their kid at all.
Yeah. And then that you be like, have you talked to him? And they're like,
no. That's our situation too.
That's bizarre to me.
I know. I cannot, if someone told me I cannot see my child or breathe the same air in the same house with her, that would literally kill me. But like I said, fortunate for him that I came from a good family unit that, you know, we did what we had to do to make sure that she never did without. We overcompensated for him
which
not
is
being there.
Problematic too.
She's a brat, but she's not a spoiled brat.
Yeah,
but
nor is mine. But,
right,
you know, the only child thing is already
it's hard
or whatever. But you know, and then lastly, my contribution is, even with the poem that I wrote about it in my way to express my perspective on that, I could have came from the approach like, you know, nigga, you ain't shit. You ain't never paid. Don't come showing up at graduation with my baby. But I took the approach is that regardless, I know you owe me $50,000.
Right.
But beyond that, do you realize like you're not gonna ever get this time back
with your
and
with
there
your kid,
is no amount of money that is gonna replace like the time you already are physically removed from the home.
Right.
Then you don't keep your emotional bond strong.
Right.
And then you're gonna have the audacity to not financially support. Yeah. Then you want to be all around beat. Like
you really showing out when you do all of that.
And you're not ultimately, because I'm more financially stable than you.
Right.
Ultimately, you're not gonna hurt me because I'm a hustle.
Right.
You're gonna hurt her.
Right.
You're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt y'all long-term relationship, and then just perpetuate the daddy issues
that they already, especially
creates in any child.
Right. And I don't think that they understand that. And then in most cases, that I know in our
cases, they don't want there either. So you know what it feels like.
And that's, you know, and I'll say this, it got to a point now that, you know, we never said anything negative about her dad in front of her, because I always said, whatever relationship that they do or don't have, I don't want it to have anything to do with me. And after they get to a certain age, I don't have nothing to do with her. If you ask her who her parents are, she'll say, James and Keisha, those are my parents. Does she know that that's her biological father? Yes. She's very pro-black. Don't call her half white, because she will be like, no, little baby sister soldier comes out. But I don't think that they understand what it is that they do to the psyche for their kids. Yeah. They already don't understand why, you know, all of my friends' parents are together, or why all of my friends, none of their parents are together. Yeah. And then they go through those weird faces like, well, what did I do wrong? Am I the reason that they're not together? Why doesn't my dad come around? Then they start taking the stuff out on the mom, like it's your fault. But then on the other hand, we have heifers that out here, and they make it bad for all of us because they don't want to work. They don't want to do anything but live off of child support. They want to try to take every single dollar from the dude, because they don't want the dude to move on past them.
Right. And in my opinion, that's just balance.
I'm just like,
it's not right. You know
right.
But like I said, ultimately, the majority of these men, just because that's the majority of people don't make that much money, you're not going to be able to give a woman enough money to like change her life.
Exactly. You're not Chris Brown.
And just how we have to take responsibility for sometimes the poor choices we made in partners that don't stick around. When it's on the flip side, bro, you need to take responsibility for the poor choices you made in having a child with a woman who is, you know, hard-hearted and vindictive and lazy.
Yeah. You lay down with dogs, you get fleas.
We bite the bullet, and oh God. That cat was really big.
Okay, I mean you, and
he got bigger than when I first came in.
That's T'Challa. That's the Black Panther.
Is that the same cat that was here earlier?
Yes. Don't let her talk about your way. You fine. You have the perfect physique.
Oh my God,
Kathy, if you don't fit, okay, she ain't not gonna give you that charger. She actually jumped.
He came up the stairs like a leopard.
We call him the Black Panther. That's T'Challa.
But so in the same regard that we have to, you know, play the cards we were dealt when it don't work out and they don't do right. Sometimes, dudes, y'all gotta just deal with it. And
that's why you be careful who you breed with.
Very few of y'all are making Diddy money to where you got somebody laid up getting their nails done off your money.
Right.
And in the cases where she can't pay her rent because the 20% of your income that you contributing to child support can cover that, so be it.
Yeah.
And you got a place to stay.
Right. And then, you know, on top of that, child support only covers so much. It's okay for you to give a little bit extra.
Yeah.
The Attorney General's office shouldn't have to make you do that. Yeah. That's part of co-parenting.
And big up to the gentlemen that I know personally and not indirectly that take care of their kids without anybody's initiative. That just do it because it's the right thing to do.
It's
and they don't have
kid.
to be put through the system to know that emotional, physical presence and financial support are
all
important.
Yes, they really, really are. So when we get back, Kathy is going to tell us about her writing career and some of the fantastic things that she's doing. So stick to the Libra Lounge. We ain't mad at you, daddies. We just saying y'all can do better.
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
not all daddies.
And not all daddies. You know, there's some good daddies out there. It's just more bad daddy.
Look,
James. Is that the only one? I mean, I know some really good dads that, you know, the women are making it very, very hard for them to be good dads, but they still do it for the right reason. And the right reason is your kid. We will be right back.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, it's Keisha, the host of the Libra Lounge with Keisha podcast and web series. If you follow me on social media, you know that the Million Harris is one of the sponsors of the show. I've told you all about the great hair products for both men and women that they have, but I wanted to give you an opportunity to actually see some of their hair bundles. Here they are. What I did was I ordered both 20 and 22-inch Malaysian bundles and a frontal from the Million Harris and took them to my stylist and had her make this unit. Yes, this is actually a lace front unit made from the bundles I purchased at the Million Harris. I usually don't wear this much hair extensions, nor do I wear it this long, but I really, really love it. The hair feels amazing. It looks great. I've been getting compliments everywhere that I go. So make sure to go to her website or stop by the shop and get your order on. She's got hair products, bundles, and mink lashes. Make sure to use my discount code Libra20 for 20% off your total purchase. Welcome back to the Libra Lounge. Oh, Ashton, yay. So tomorrow, when you get home from school, text me and I'm going to take you so you can go to adopt a new dog and cats. Yay! Ashley, she is horrible about these animals. Nicole Lynn Winslow, we are filling your comment. For some odd reason, Facebook would not let us open the whole thing. So, yeah, we see that you do not like dealing with the younger three's dad. He tries to make your life a living hellhole. Can you see the whole thing?
No, it's getting disconnected from Facebook.
Oh, we did?
Don't know what happened.
Oh, hold on. We're back.
No, we're back now.
All right, we had a little bit of technical difficulties.
My phone died, guys. Sorry.
Nicole Winslow, we are trying to read your whole comment. We can read part of it, but for some odd reason, Facebook won't let us pick up the whole thing. But it sounds like you got you a trifling asshole if he is going out of his way to make your life a living hellhole. And Ashley, yes, she is worse than you because she is really in her feelings about these animals running around here. Those are my kids.
Ashley, please come get me. You know where I am.
Those are my kids. Those are my babies right there. Okay, so Kathy, tell us about your writing career. We've heard about you as a mom. You give good commentary on hot topics. But tell us about you been. Okay, wait a minute. Leon, please stop tearing up the set. Go ahead. He gonna be all right.
Oh God, he get bigger every time I see him.
He just.
Okay, so. Look, where were we?
You giving my cat a growth hormone?
So my writing career, it developed just from like a love of like creative writing as a kid to becoming like a performance poet. Now, like, long story short, fast forward like 10 plus years, I've performed on numerous stages like across the Houston area. I'm doing my first show where I am the feature and the producer next month. I just launched my website. I'm now a published author. So it really just started as a hobby and a love and an outlet to like express myself and hone my communicative skills, learn how to speak up for myself, learn how to get the words out that sometimes like I didn't know how to articulate, whether it be in social environments or in romantic relationships. And I just think like writing and creating are wonderful examples of what you can do when you like channel your energy and your focus into doing something productive. So
right. So what was your major inspiration to just say, you know what, I'm about to sit down, I'm gonna take all these thoughts that are in my head, I'm gonna put this pen to this paper, and we're gonna make it happen?
Yeah, and it started off like kind of indirectly. I was in a pageant for college, and I had to do a talent portion, and I was like, man, like what can I do? So it was forced. But when I had to create something and I was able to do it, then I memorized it really quickly, and then I performed it like really well, and people were like, that's not easy to do.
Right.
Number one, speaking in front of crowds is always like
very hard.
It's difficult, it's uncomfortable, and it just wasn't for me. And I think that's when I first kind of started to accept that was probably going to be like a gift.
Yeah, you most definitely have a gift.
Yeah, and then so once I said, you know what, this is a gift, then it was my responsibility to perfect it and develop it as best I could. And that's when I started doing like open mic nights, and I gained a lot of like poet friends and a lot of mentors, and learned from a lot of people that are still my friends and my peers today. Right. Oh, I took that. I like that style. I like how she's so oh God. Oh Lord. And so sorry y'all.
He picking on a dog, that's why. Look, they're about to fight.
They got a cat and a dog in the room right now. Lord. Oh God. And so sorry, I can't not look at them and get my words out. So it after like watching some of like hearing the words of some of the greats and how it inspired me to want to do certain things and evoke certain emotions in me. And then the first time I was able to do that for somebody else,
right? And
then they approached me and said, "Oh my God, blah blah blah." I was like, "This is amazing."
Yeah,
the same emotion and excitement you can create with music and literature and physical art, I feel like I can create through spoken word. So
right. I mean, I am a big reader.
Yeah.
Just this year long, I've read 21 books.
Oh, wow.
I love to read. It is an escape for me. It's someone else's word. Stop. Somebody else's words.
He killed him right next to me.
They are brothers.
Oh.
They're just playing. What time is it? It's like, they get a little burst of energy.
When
and
do
they
they
gotta
go to sleep?
And then by 9:30, they'll be in my bed trying to go to sleep. Okay, you got this. So, it is most definitely a gift. I wanted to ask you, do you have a muse?
You know what's crazy? Like, I low-key do not.
Really?
Yeah. And it's kind of strange. Like, not on some, like, conceited, cocky stuff. I really don't, like, try to emulate anybody because it helps me be like as original as possible. And of course Maya Angelou is like the GOAT of it all. And she probably like some of the first poems I heard that I could like recall and probably try to memorize were her works.
Okay.
And I know my mom was always a fan of her. Like, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings is one of the first books I probably saw laying on a drawer, when I was a little kid. But, as far as like the way I deliver, the subject matter that I talk about, they're vastly different from hers.
Right.
But just, a woman she can talk about the pain of something that she's seen, as well as like how fine and voluptuous or beautiful or commanding she feels like a woman can be. Those things like I admire. So I would say her. Yeah.
Yeah. And then anybody who could just not be a doctor but have everybody in the world calling them doctor. Yeah. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Yes. I'm like,
besides a black pastor.
Right. I'm like, that's like some pimp level stuff. Hey, y'all gonna call me doctor. Okay.
The Reverend Doctor.
Martin Luther King.
That's the only person that gets the doctor added
can do
without
that.
the degree.
Just add a doctor. Just like, so you just go, okay, doctor, whatever you say. So if you had to put your writing into a category, what would it be?
Oh man, I don't know if I can answer that either. But some of the tags that I use often is I always say like real, raw, and relevant.
Hey, that's what I put on. Those my tags too.
Yeah,
because I keep saying real, raw, and relevant.
Yeah, so I'm not talking about roses are red and roses are blue, and I'm skipping into the moonlight. Sometimes that's my life. A lot of times it's not.
Right.
And when I say raw, if the words and the emotion come out authentically how I feel them, and I put them on paper that way, I feel like it's more congruent with the receiver to receive it in its raw form, not in a the pretty way I put it together
Right.
to make it sound cool. And then relevant is if my story and my experience and my portrayal of something isn't relevant to the times or
Right.
my audience, then I miss him. I miss the audience, even if the poem is dope.
Because they can't relate to it
Yeah.
at all.
So
yeah.
I always just try to stick to the times. I try to be like true to myself,
Mhm.
and I try to be like as honest and transparent even when it's super scary.
And people appreciate that
Yeah,
because
I've learned.
I've learned that just from doing this. People always say, "Oh my gosh, you're so real."
Yeah.
That's stuff that I think in my head, but you say it. I'm like
Yes.
all the time. Do you think that female writers are as respected as male writers are?
No.
Why do you think that is?
Unfortunately, because, females aren't respected like men are in general.
Yeah.
So you could separate it into any, field of study
Yes.
or,
just from what we were talking about earlier
right.
with yes.
So and the cool thing about like the diversity of my life is, like I said, like I'm a mother and a writer and trying to be an entrepreneur, but I still have like a very corporate job
Right.
with quotas and bosses
Right.
and all those things. I'm a sibling of 6, so I have brothers and sisters. So the dynamics of my life are very like
Right.
They vary across like a lot of spectrums. But no, unfortunately. Like a man is kind of granted respect when he enters a room.
Yeah.
Women, we have to like
Earn it, command it.
we have to like, and sometimes unfortunately like beg for it.
Yeah.
And that's across a lot of different.
Now wait a minute. I
platforms.
said okay,
Yeah.
but I don't like to beg. I don't even like to ask.
Yeah.
So I'll just get up and keep
That's
moving.
when we talk about the promotion. If it's left up to that, because I'm a strong believer in like whatever I did to get it, that's what I'm gonna have to continue to do to keep it.
Exactly.
And if I have to compromise myself to get it, I don't.
You're gonna have
want
to
it.
keep doing that
and
over and over
I'm gonna
again.
have to keep reliving that feeling,
Right.
and I don't want to do that. I'd rather stay at the job that I have, or
Right.
take a demotion, or leave and trust that God is gonna meet my needs in another place.
Yeah, because when you get uncomfortable, that's when it is time to move.
Yeah.
So if you had to write a book based on any person or situation in history, it can't be me. It can't be me, Kathy.
Okay,
And
darn.
we're gonna
That
give
was my
someone-
answer.
We're gonna give someone else a chance. Who would it be and why?
Oh man,
And so it's hard for her to answer that because I said it couldn't be me.
Yeah, right.
I know she had that already together. I'm gonna write about you, girl.
Yeah.
This gonna be the cover on the
And-
book.
And this might be a weird answer, but I've been kind of doing a lot of research on this just as of late as I'm preparing to just continue to like try to be the best performer I could be. But Billie Holiday,
the singer.
yeah.
Mhm.
So of course a lot my peers, my followers, and that's like before our time. But Billie Holiday, if you think about any classic, beautiful, one of the first Black women to be like on stage, to be in print ads, to be in television, was Billie Holiday. She's gorgeous in any standard of beauty. She's gorgeous. She's talented. But her life was very complicated.
Yes. Mhm.
And that's from everything from like relationship dynamics, physical abuse, drug addiction. And so when I think about all of the different points of creativity I could come from, talking about
I swear to God, they are acting a fool because they can sense your fear.
oh my God.
Because they
You think
really
so?
do not go on. Stop it, both of you, right now.
Oh my
Guys,
God.
get your kids.
The dogs are
Get your kids.
fighting each other. So
You know
So-
how Black men are. And then Sushi light skinned, so he always feel like he gotta overcompensate for being
Yeah.
light skinned. He got to let the Black cat know he's in
Yeah.
charge. See, they stop.
that's so weird.
I
And
told you
now
they was gonna get
exhausted.
tired.
Oh,
They
they
lazy
like
and spoiled.
toddlers. They
Look at
like
that.
toddlers.
You jealous
they
of
just
his
like
green
show
eyes.
out and run around.
They
and then
really
fall
do.
asleep.
And
Okay,
then Mama had to act the fool on
I
film
get
and
it.
say, "Be quiet and stop."
I'm
and there we
basically
go.
a pet lover now. I know what to do.
Yes,
But so I think like her life was like super complicated.
yeah.
And then her audience often just got to see a beautiful woman on stage being amazing. And a lot of times when you think about being a performer or a creator or being in front of the screens,
right.
people are like, "Oh, she's so funny," or "She's so dope." But the part of us that makes us who we are
Comes
is
from that
the stuff
adversity. Yes,
that happens
behind
away.
the scenes. And it's hey, Jenny Flynn. She's the owner of Femme Fatale, the women's only gym.
Oh yeah, I see you post about that all the time.
Yes. So here's the thing, and I like that you said that because as females, they tan up the set. Lord.
Why
Is it a
you
full
moving so
moon tonight?
fast?
Okay. behaved like this ever. It's your fear or there's a full moon.
Oh my God.
But I do like what you said.
Trying my best not to
You're
exude
doing
fear.
really good. I feel like people.
James,
I don't know,
do something.
they don't listen to James. They only listen to me.
Oh. Do they have a home they could get in?
The whole house?
Oh,
is
not
theirs.
a cage, huh?
Hell no.
Oh, I'm that kind of. Oh.
No.
Is that offensive to an animal lover?
To me? Because mine are spoiled. But I like what you just said, that a lot of the things that we love so much about celebrities and artists, it comes from that background story, that adversity. And I deal with that a lot because I am raw and funny. People think I'm supposed to be like that all the time. I'm like, girl, I'm downright depressed today. You just don't understand. I'm cocooned in this bed.
Yeah.
I ain't getting out. They're going to have to bring me food and water.
Yeah.
But that right there is that driving force that this is my release.
Yeah.
But it's not like this 24/7.
Yes.
Because before you came, I didn't have on makeup. I had on a bonnet and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
All right. When we get back, we're gonna have Bitch Please, and then Kathy's gonna give us all of her contact information and tell us about her upcoming events. And hey, Kathy's folks, y'all need to make sure y'all follow the Libra Lounge with Keisha Instagram, the Twitter, and Facebook.
The Twitter.
We'll be right back. All right, we are back and doing a commercial break. I cussed the animals out real quick, but Kathy and Ashton both pet Sushi.
Yeah.
Because he's so super fly. All right, so Kathy, so if anyone is interested in following you on social media, or do you have a website, how can they get in contact with you and find your work?
Pretty please do. Libra Lounge followers and loyals. You can follow me on Facebook at Kathy Lewis. Instagram, I am Kathleen_Killam. My website, which is newly launched, I'm so excited about, is at spokenbykathleen.com. And I'm by one of the three names on YouTube and Twitter as well. Kathleen_Killam or Kathy Lewis. You can find me on any platform.
Okay, so do you have any upcoming events that you can
I
tell
do.
us about?
So like I mentioned previously, the first show that I am creating and producing and featured in, along with some of my artist friends, is coming up on October 20th. Tickets are already on sale on Eventbrite, on any link on any of my webpage or my Facebook or my Instagram. We're calling it Killing Them Softly on October 20th. Tickets are $20. It's at the Midtown Art Theater. Hopefully, I will see Keisha there. And James.
I won't be there because that is my annual Halloween/birthday party.
Oh, come on!
Because I was, before you said that, I was like, man, I would love for us to be up there. We could do interviews before the show.
Yeah.
But that,
okay.
and we're gonna have to come to the next one.
I guess I'll let you slide on that.
Thank
since
you.
It's something you've been doing annually.
Thank you.
Yeah. So please visit my webpage, read my blog, leave me comments, follow me on Instagram, Kathleen_Killam. And buy a ticket to my show. Come check it out, and hopefully we can connect, and my fans can become yours and yours can become mine.
Awesome. Make sure to follow her on social media so you can get updates about any and everything that Kathy's doing.
Hey, Monica.
Believe it or not, me and my big mouth do not have a bitch please tonight, but producer James has one, and I'm scared to know what it is because, Kathy, let me tell you, this morning we got into like a little mini baby argument.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that James is super, super sweet, but when I fight, I go in for the jugular.
Yeah,
so
don't be like that.
I was like, you don't care about me. And so he got really offended and he yelled at me and he slammed 2 doors.
I hate being yelled at.
Okay,
it makes
but
me
I
want
don't.
to cry, and then it makes me want to fight.
Okay, so everyone heard it, and guess what? No one came to my rescue. My daughter goes, "What did you do to him?" My mom was like, "Payback, huh?" Yeah, you should have slammed 5 doors at her. I'm just like, my pets, they were like, Mommy, are you and Daddy getting a divorce? Are we going to have 2 Christmases?
No.
And I was just, because he's super sweet. So I'm scared to know what his bitch please is. It might be me, y'all.
Okay.
All right,
I'm ready
Producer
to hear
James,
this.
what's the bitch please? Oh, we first got to do the bitch please intro.
Bitch, please. You be rolling down the street, telling stories. Bitch, you never tell the truth. Bitch, please. Everybody know you lying, bitch, cause all you do is lie.
All righty, we are back. Kathy, I want to thank you so much for joining us this evening.
I had so much fun.
I had a lot of fun too. Okay, Producer James. Producer James has the bitch please of the week.
Well, thank you.
Oh boy.
Okay, so do you guys remember back in 2015 when a guy named Martin Shkreli was the guy? He owned the pharmaceutical company who jacked up the price of an AIDS drugs by 5,000%.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this week, another CEO of a pharmaceutical company did pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not kidding. This guy's name is actually Nirmal.
Ooh, who names their kid Nirmal?
I think he's an Indian guy.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry.
sorry,
The Indians
so-
gonna come after me. I'm sorry. That's a cute name.
So Nirmal Muli is his
Uh-huh.
name. He's the founder and president of Nostrum Pharmaceuticals. So they make an antibiotic that's used as a lower urinary tract infection medication. In fact,
Ooh, those
it's
are the
listed
worst.
by the World Health Organization as essential medicine,
Mhm.
which means it's a primary prescription.
Mhm.
So they jumped the price up from $500 per bottle to more than $2,000 per bottle.
How do you? But when you have a urinary tract infection, you will pay $2,000 a bottle for it because it is a horrible thing to
They
have.
took
But that is
advantage of the burn.
ridiculous.
So what's even worse is his reason.
Why?
So he was quoted as saying in the Financial Times, I think it's a moral requirement to make money when you can to sell the product for the highest price.
Wow. But when you're talking about people's health,
Well, and that's the problem.
Is that regulated at all?
Well, it's not regulated because it's
Oh.
private industry.
Oh.
So basically, my bitch please is it's one thing if you sell, let's say, a car and try to jack the price up to get the most profit,
Right.
because a car is not going to save somebody's life,
Right.
or give somebody health. In his case, he proved to us that many companies are truly just out there for profit,
Right.
do not care about the well-being of the customers that use their products, and made it very, very clear our profit margins are more important than your quality of life.
Yeah.
So for me, for producer James, Nirmal
Normal.
of Nostrum Pharmaceuticals gets the bitch please of the week.
Bitch, please. That is horrible.
And that's lesson learned to always be a smart consumer.
Yes.
Because if I can get the same prescription across the street
Mhm.
for a third of the price
Right.
that you just quoted me, then don't become victimized to somebody
Yes.
who is price gouging that way.
But god damn, a urinary tract infection. I would give up my firstborn son to get an antibiotic to get rid of a UTI. I'm just saying. All right, everyone. So next week we won't be having a Libra Lounge, but instead we will have Going In Deep with Leon and Keisha, our sex and relationship show with our special guest, pure romance consultant Deanna Lopez. It's a great show. Have a fabulous week, everyone. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.